Hello, my name is Dr. Scott Young with Hearing Solutions Centers, and today we're going to talk to you about your hearing lifestyle. Coming right up. Okay, so when you think about your hearing lifestyle, you're saying, what? Okay, let me just stick with me as we move through this. See, most people, when they think about the possibility of wearing hearing aids, whether it's behind the ear like this, or whether it's in the ear or whatever you might need, you're worried about what they could cost. That's a great question. And instead of working it from what you think you can afford, we need to also, that's part of it. But one of the bigger parts of it is to match your listening lifestyle to what you need. So we're going to walk through this. There are 4 technologies I'm going to deal with today, and this is a range. All of the companies can be purchased in that one, okay? But we're going to deal with the 4 different listening lifestyles. Firstly, we're going to talk about the AGX3. Now, our AGX3 hearing aids are made for people in a very quiet lifestyle. Now let me give you an overall example. Someone who comes in who's maybe in their 90s and they are not doing as many things as they used to. That is a person who might have significant dementia. That person may be in a care facility, like an assisted living facility. They're not getting around. They want to, maybe play some cards with friends, or they want to do some things, but either the mobility, their mind, their, whatever might be in the way of that problem. That's a person that watches TV, interacts with family, but doesn't really get out. Much of that time is about 5% of the time that they're getting out, maybe around a time, let's say at a restaurant or with a physician's office. That's a person in a very quiet lifestyle. Now, that person doesn't need as much technology. Some people will tell you that you need to get the best technology to take care of your needs. That's completely false. It isn't even close to truth. And that's why with Hearing Solution Centers, we have chosen a path called ePatient to help the patient walk through what their needs are so they can clearly communicate that to me and my staff, and then we can clearly communicate and get us both on the same page. Isn't that important to you? When you think about your mom, you're in your 50s, I'm 54, let's say, okay? And let's say I have a mom that's 90, she's not, but I have a mom that's 90. I would want to have the right kind of care plan to affect the right process for her. Let me give you an example of one of my AGX3 patients. I'm going to give you 2 actually. One lady came in, I swear to you this is so cool. She's a 102-year-old sister who drives around still, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, she looks 85, I'm just so amazing. She comes in with her older sister who's 105. Now, she has plenty of cash to be able to get what she needs to do, and that isn't my care. I don't even care about it at all. And I'm going over the different types of ways, and we clearly identify her sister who, really is in a wheelchair most of the time. She can kind of get up on a walker a bit, but she's in a wheelchair most of the time. And she says, we start talking about the different types. She wants to know about the warranties that come with it, and I'll explain that here in just a second. And I said, well, it doesn't really matter about having a 3-year warranty, does it? She goes, yeah, I live year by year. Exactly my point. You see, on our AGX3, one of the things that we do with that in a quiet lifestyle is that's a person that has a 1-year warranty. I'm not trying to take things away, but that person is living year to year. Now, what's interesting is she lived for about 20 months farther, and we still took care of her. Even though she was out of warranty, we took care of everything that she needed in the office and didn't have to worry about sending it off. And that is integrity. Now, secondly, we had another patient that came in my office. A friend of mine who used to work with me at an ear, nose, and throat clinic. So she brings in her grandma. Her grandma comes in a wheelchair, actually a motorized wheelchair, so she doesn't get out of the wheelchair almost at all, except for going to bed. And we're talking about the different types of ways in her listening lifestyle, and very quickly we identify she's an AGX3 or our very quiet situation. And so I start talking about the pricing of it in that situation. And we say, it's on the lowest end of the scale. Hearing aids range from about $2,500 for a pair up to $5,000, $6,000, and $7,000, okay? And we're talking about the lower end of the price scale. And she says, wait a second, Grandma can buy half of Tulsa. She makes this joke. And I say, I don't care if she can buy all of Tulsa and turn it over for lunch. She doesn't need what she doesn't need. I'm not going to do something because of what we think she needs based upon the cash she has in her pocket. That is unethical. And most people don't even realize they're walking in the unethic nature. If we want to walk within a nature of finding out exactly what that patient's needs are and focusing the technologies around that. So we spend time with exact testing and aftercare testing and even aftercare checkups to find out, did we accomplish the goals of that patient? And you might think, well, maybe you can't get all of the technologies that you need. Hey man, if someone needs to have a hookup for a TV, we'll find that answer. If they need to have a hookup for their phone or whatever that might be, that's the kind of stuff that we can work with. And we can work with almost all the technologies. Now, our foci tends to be upon either Starkey or Resound. That's our two favorite ones out there. But it doesn't mean that we can't work with the other companies based upon the needs. So when you consider what Hearing Solution Centers is trying to do for you, that's the choice. So AGX3 for our very quiet lifestyle. So if you're interested in what we've just talked about, spend time and clicking like, ask questions below. We're happy to answer those questions. And then lastly, subscribe to this channel and share it with other people because you know someone who has this problem. Thank you so much.